Hi everyone, today I'm here to talk about Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka, I'm not quite sure. This is the book that the movie Bullet Train with Brad Pitt and Joey King and a bunch of other people whose names I cannot remember. Is Bad Bunny in it? I think he is, as the wolf. I'm not sure if that's his name though, so don't quote me on that because, like I said, I'm not really good with names. If you show me their face, I'd be like, that's the person that plays this character in Bullet Train. Sandra Bullock is in it for 5 seconds, but anyway, yes. So this is the novel that the movie Bullet Train is based on, and I saw the movie first. Oh my gosh. I saw the movie first and I really enjoyed it and I thought it was hilarious and super clever. I loved that all these stories were able to intertwine and mingle with one another in a really great way. I loved the random tangents that Lemon goes on about Thomas the Tank Engine, and it was just, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was really well done. There definitely are differences between the book and the movie, but I actually thought the movie as like how would I say this, as encompassing the characters and getting them correct from like the page of the books to the movie screen. They did a really good job of encapsulating that character. Like Lemon really does talk about Thomas the Train Engine a lot in the movie, and Tangerine is the more like, what the F are you talking about? And Ladybug, who's played by Brad Pitt, is still that unlucky guy. And so even though there were a lot of differences between the book and the movie, I thought that they were able to transition the characters really well and still get their spirit. I think that's what it's like. The spirit of the characters were still really well done in the movie throughout for all of them. I think, to be honest, I think I liked the movie more, which is a rare thing for me. Usually I'm like, no, the book was way better, blah, blah, blah. But for this one, for Bullet Train, I felt like there were a lot of tangents and discussions that the characters went on. That's not necessarily bad, but to me, they weren't interesting. So I felt like the book just kind of plodded along at some points, and then at other points, it was really exciting. And then it would just kind of like fade to characters talking again about like, why is it wrong to kill people? And what's with this person? And it was describing every interaction this one guy had, Kimura, had with the prince. And I was like, I don't know if these are important. Some of them, like having one or two of them would be, but I feel like the whole, like every encounter they've ever had, I don't know if that was important. Maybe it was, I don't know. To me, it wasn't. And the long discussions, like I said, that some of the characters have, because they weren't interesting to me, I thought the book progressed very slowly. And just in general, I felt like the book progressed really slowly. Even when characters weren't talking, when things were supposed to be happening, I feel like nothing actually started happening until like halfway through the book. They were just kind of on the train and like little things were happening. The characters were meeting each other, but I feel like until this one bag that Ladybug, I can't pronounce like his name correctly. Let me read it. Nanau, maybe is how it's pronounced. Also nicknamed Ladybug, is trying to get, and he finds it and hides it, and then someone else finds it and takes it and puts it back. And that didn't happen until like halfway through the book. And I feel like that's when things actually started progressing and getting more exciting. But then there were still those like really big slumps of people just like talking and talking. And it could also be because I've seen the movie, like I kind of knew the whole story. Like I said, there are a lot of differences, but I was just kind of like, is this character gonna appear? Is this character gonna appear? Is this person even in the book? Things like that kind of just made me want to read faster, and it was interrupted by these weird, to me, weird long discussions they have about luck and fate and is it wrong to kill people and why shouldn't we kill people and things like that I don't care about. Obviously, if you care about that and you care about the deep discussions that these characters are having, then of course you're going to enjoy it a lot more. And I still liked it. It just isn't my favorite. I think I would suggest definitely reading Bullet Train before you watch the movie, because yeah, like I said, for me the book just kind of moved slowly. That could just be me. It it was still really, really clever. And there was one part definitely towards the end where this, I guess, hitman or something had been kind of mentioned before as like, hey, have you heard of this guy? Oh yeah, like, I don't know if that person's real. And then kind of at the end, there's like this big reveal and you're like, oh my gosh, that was totally perfect. I loved it. That was so great. So there were definitely, as the end rolled together, there were definitely some parts where I was like, yes, 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 that was done so right. So it wasn't a total loss. You know, sometimes you read books and you think, oh, they'll get better at the end, and then they just never do. This one did. This one pulled it all together, made it good, was kind of random, and I felt like the ending was actually really quick, and I would have liked more information at the end as opposed to the beginning. But other than that, I think I would probably still suggest it just for the way the story progresses. I liked that at the beginning of every chapter. So the whole story takes place on the Sand, the bullet train, hence the name. But I like that at the beginning of every chapter, it has like the person's name, who's the chapter is about, or the main character, but it also has which cars and the train that it's taking place on. And I felt like that was really helpful if you wanted to track it. Even if you didn't, I just liked kind of like the little visual of where, like, oh, the action in chapter 1 is taking place between cars 3 and 7. That's awesome. Cool. I just liked it. I thought that was really clever to do that. So yeah, that was Bullet Train by, hang on, I'm going to try and pronounce it, Kotaro Isaka. My best guess. I've heard that Japanese is phonetic, and obviously it's spelled out in English, so I'm just going to guess Kotaro Isaka is how you pronounce his name, hopefully. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronunciation. Even in languages, foreign languages that I do know, my pronunciation is not the best, so I try. I guess my question is, have you ever ridden on a bullet train? Because, hello, bullet train. My answer is yes, I have ridden on a bullet train. I have been to Japan. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. You're going, you know, so fast. I went from Tokyo to Kyoto on a bullet train, and then also from Kyoto to Hiroshima and Osaka on a bullet train. And oh my gosh, like, you're whizzing by the land, but it's so smooth. Like, it's just like, you're sitting there, you could totally fall asleep. It's not like this rocking, jostling, you're like, oh my gosh, we're moving so fast. Roller coaster type experience, because it's not a roller coaster, and roller coasters are supposed to make you feel like that. It was awesome. They had the lady with the food trolley coming down, ask if you want anything. They had sinks like over by the entry, the doors and stuff in the train, so you could wash your hands if you wanted to. They had vending machines in the trains. It was just so comfortable. It was totally amazing. If you ever get a chance to ride a bullet train in Japan, totally do it. If you're thinking, should I fly there or should I take a bullet train there? I mean, obviously, like, whatever works for you, but I highly suggest taking a bullet train in Japan. It was an amazing experience. Totally loved it. Would 1000% do it again. So yeah, that was Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka. Catch a bullet train if you can. And you all have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment. Have you ever ridden on a bullet train? Have you read the book Bullet Train? Did you see the movie? Which one did you like better? Definitely check both out, I'd say. Even if, because you might like the conversations that the people have in the book and you might find it super interesting. So, you know, whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your bullet train, you do. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day and lovely evening or a lovely morning or whenever you're watching this. I feel like my mind just like spun out of control there and I'm doing this all out of order. But yeah, you all have a lovely time, whatever time it is.